Mr.
What up?
Ridgely,
Yo, what's up, Hubie Doo? Friday afternoon, baby.
no time like the present for a good old mastermind.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. All right, so welcome in everybody. Welcome in on a Friday mastermind. So originally, I'm going to jump in and give everybody a quick reminder of how. So originally, we're always talking about, these cool tools that we're building, this, that, and the other thing. I need to remind everybody, like, I get most of my kick out of using AI to just help me with like the basic things. Okay, let me just share my screen and share this and encourage everybody to use AI tools for the most simple things in life. Okay. So for example, I was watching this video and it's about like, how to write prompts to bypass AI detectors and so on and so forth, right? So I'm in here and like he's showing a whole thing, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. And I said, how am I going to capture this? Easy, Ridgely. Look, you go to ChatGPT, you say you you take a screenshot, you put it in the prompt, and you say, "Give me the text and the image I uploaded." It goes and runs, and look, it extracts all the text. And then I go back to watching the video, and he gives this section here, which is which is a much simpler section, right? So sorry about that. But then I simply say, "Okay, cool," and I go and I paste what I want there, and I said, "Do the same for this." Right? And again, in the same chain, you don't need to give the same instructions again and again. Just say do the same. And it goes and runs, and here it is. So I'm going to take this, and what am I going to do with it? I'm going to go back to my assistants that I built and add this to the instruction set. See, originally, so it doesn't have to be like rocket science to get all your productivity in your day out of AI. It's amazing. The simple stuff is
No,
amazing.
and just for everybody that's like just got lost completely with what Hubert was talking about. When he's saying adding it to the instruction sets, we're talking about adding it to the instructions of the AI agents, the AI assistants that we are custom building on a regular basis now. And if that's totally brand new information to you, we're about to show you some demos about what that looks like. But the routine and repetitive tasks, creativity tasks,
Mhm.
copywriting, flyer production, idea generation, any of those things you cannot do as well as AI. Not even close. Okay.
Yes.
So, and this is from a guy who's written 20 books, right? Written 20 books and some of them pretty good. And I can tell you that I gave up my, oh, I can write better than AI thing about a year ago. For the first year, I was claiming I was still better than AI. Not anymore. There's no way. It's way too good. And I want you to speak a little bit, Hubert, about the concept of leapfrogging, because this is why AI is so good. What happens is
Yes.
you have Sam Altman comes out with OpenAI, and all of a sudden there are these people, and they have a lot of money. They're called Google, right? Google, and all the Google Google people go, OMG, we better get with the program. And they sink billions and tens of billions of dollars into becoming better with Gemini. And we'll talk about that in a second. If you want, Heward, about what Gemini is doing, if you're using Google's suite of products, you need to be paying attention to Gemini, and they bypass. And then you get DeepSeek coming out of China, and they've got this idea that we don't know if it's the government or not, but they are leapfrogging. And the AI machine keeps leapfrogging itself in terms of expertise, content, ability to draft, etc. It is getting better and better, faster and faster. And it is way better than what you can do as a human at this point. So, learning how to do this stuff and how to increase the productivity of your tools means you are dramatically accelerating what you can accomplish and what's possible in a very short amount of time. And we're going to show a couple examples of that. We got a couple of hot seats to play with as well today to demonstrate exactly what we're talking about. You want to talk about this
Yes.
leapfrogging thing a little bit, or talk about Gemini?
Yes,
Go ahead,
I
go for it.
do. And I want to give everybody a really key takeaway on it. Okay. So you can look at AI and what's happening as an outsider. Or you can look at AI and what's happening as a practitioner of your own marketing. And the reason why I bring this up, it's it's a little bit of an admonition. Ridgely is right. Each of the AI companies, they're constantly, every 2 weeks, they're rolling out, taking turns rolling out a new model that's either leapfrogging the abilities of the other models or they're catching up so that they stay close and all. Okay. However, all that razzle dazzle, you have to discern, and that's why it's so helpful to discuss this and be part of a mastermind where, you have a common usage of the AI models that you're doing. Here in our mastermind, most of us are primarily interested in using AI to help us form marketing messaging, right? Because originally all the recent hoo-ha is more about research, chain of thought researching and deep researching and writing theses at the level of PhDs that are absolutely bulletproof in terms of the reasoning and all of that. Fine and good, but it's not helpful to what we need to do our marketing copy for social or websites or what have you, right? And so the concept of leapfrogging is important, but what I suggest that we all embrace is that we leapfrog ourselves in our prompts. And let me share my screen and explain that concept. Okay. So just to close the loop on what Ridgely was talking about, okay. And again, in the example, I again watched this video. Okay, oh, it's an ad. I watched the video and I took a picture, a screen grab of the part I want to transcribe. And I came into my ChatGPT and I said, "Hey, give me the output," right? So I'm literally going to copy and paste this set of instructions that I want to add to my assistants. So look, so I am now in my um, ChatGPT assistants area, and I want to update this assistant right here. I wrote an assistant for Dr. Todd. He's a dentist of ours. And this is the system instruction. And here I have a section that says when you write copy, don't include these words because you'll aggravate Ridgely if you say ensure or ensuring, right? And all of this, I already have a bunch of like best practices. Mimic human imperfections, include subtle, blah, 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 whatever. Avoid overusing, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. So I'm simply going to go to the end here, open this up and paste. Right? I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. AI doesn't care, but it makes it easier for me to scan in here so I'm adding these bullets that I just effortlessly scraped from a best practice video on this, and I'm going to hit save. Now watch, when I hit save, you're going to see that it's going to say indexing or updating, whatever, and then it flashed by so fast you couldn't even see it. And so now the next time I run this, it's got this new system instruction. So let me just go and complete the thought here. This tool I actually put on a page for my web team to go and use when they are blogging for Dr. Todd, right? And so this interface here, I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom of it. Okay, so I'm just going to say, write me a blog post about I don't know, dental bonding and its advantages. Right? So now what it's actually doing is it's invoking that assistant that I had wrote that I had just updated with the new instruction set right here. And so me as the architect of this for my team, I go and I find a best practice in the YouTube video and able to roll it out originally in seconds because of the productivity I get from AI. Now, my point about bringing this example up is that these AI assistants that I'm writing for our different practices, I keep leapfrogging myself in them. In that right now, I have all of these different copywriter assistants. The only one originally that has this latest best practice is this one here with these things that I just added to it. So the concept of leapfrogging is very important, but you should embrace that when you write your own prompts and create your own assistants. Always be striving to leapfrog yourself.
That's right. Yeah, very good point. And obviously, it takes a bit of effort to do that. If you have a client base like we do, we have to do that one client at a time because each knowledge base is individual to the clients. but not for long, because pretty soon there'll be an AI agent that we can train to go into each client's AI assistants and update them all for us. We haven't gotten that far yet, but that's what's coming. All right.
Right. So anyway, so those are just some of the basic concepts, and I wanted to start with that by reminding everybody that yeah, all the rocket science is great, but your day-to-day stuff about like, formatting lists of this, that, and the other thing, or originally, I when we actually use these limbic messages that we create, depending on the website, some of them are sentence casing, which is the first letter of the sentence has a capital. Others are title casing, in which the most important words, each word's first letter is capitalized. And it used to drive me crazy to try to hand correct all of that. And now I use OpenAI all the time to tell it, what to do. But here's the thing, Ridgely. Our values in our business is to act as subject matter experts. You're not going to be able to get AI to do what you need it to do unless you know certain things. So, for example, Ridgely, we have to know, and we learn through masterminds like this and research, when you want the most important letters, I mean, in the most important words in a sentence to be title cased, leading case, you have to tell it either the phrase leading case or title case, meaning you need to know what you're asking, right? It doesn't
Mhm.
come by magic. It can't read your mind yet.
That's right. All right. Hubie, just I made you co-host. I'm having some internet challenges here, so in case I fade out, take over. Got it?
Okie dokie. Yep.
All right. So let's take a look at some examples. And again, as most of you know, if you're in the mastermind, we have most of our business is focused on the dental industry, and therefore we take care of a lot of elite dentists. So we use that as as examples of how we do these things. Please apply this to your own business, whatever that is. Think of it, okay, how does this apply to me? And I'll try to bring some color to that as we go along. So we were asked by one of our practices to help them with a re-engagement campaign. In other words, a campaign to get patients who hadn't been to the business in a long time to come back. Now, can you understand? Obviously, if you're a lawyer, you have that list. If you're an accountant, you have a list. If you're a coach, you have a list. There's a lot of money in the list. So in the old days, the money in the list used to be because you can mail the list, right? Now there's all kinds of ways to reach the list using AI. And so I want to walk you through the process. I'll then show you the output. We'll then bring one of our fantastic practice managers on to join us. Jody's with us today. We're going to do some very cool stuff for her and what she needs for her practice. But I want to walk you through a process so you can take a look at it. So this is an AI agent that Hewitt built, exactly the same as the one he just showed us for Dr. Todd, except it's for a different practice. The only difference is it has not been updated with the most recent leapfrogging that Hewitt just showed you, because that'll be something that we'll do over the weekend. So we're talking about a reactivation campaign. Well, I don't need to figure out anything if I know how to use the tool. So we did this with our client to help the client understand how to use the tool. I could have jumped in and said and write a paragraph, very sophisticated, very super clever, but that's not the point. The point is that everybody on this call learns how to use AI for your business. So I know what I wanted. I said, you are an expert copywriter and direct response marketer working with Southern Smiles to develop a comprehensive patient reactivation and re-engagement campaign. First, let's define likely subcategories of previous patients, such as those who haven't been there for a while, those who haven't moved forward on plan, and so on. Give us all the relevant categories. In other words, I don't have to figure this out. There's best practices already. So here we go. To effectively reactivate and reengage previous patients, it's important to categorize them based on their interaction with the practice. Here are some subcategories. Long lapse patients, those who haven't been around for a while. Incomplete treatment patients, individuals who started a treatment plan but did not complete it. This could be people who missed follow-ups or showed an interest but didn't commit. Regular patients with gaps, patients who used to visit but have missed their recent periodic checkups or cleanings. Interest only prospects, emergency only, insurance change, patients with unsatisfactory experiences, high value patients, seasonal or holiday patients. Here's the crazy part. Team, pay close attention. In the old days, there's no way you could do all this work. It will be way too much to try to literally categorize by each of these categories, build out email campaigns, build out text message campaigns for each category, and then imagine subcategorizing by dentist. This practice has 3 dentists on the team. Others have 4, others have 2, others have 1, doesn't matter. You can literally subcategorize all of this. So we started going through the process.
So, Richie,
Let's focus on the category of
may I interrupt
incomplete
you?
treatment. Yeah,
May I interrupt you to tell a story, a behind the scenes story of this just
of
happened the
course.
other day.
Go for it.
Originally, I don't remember if this was yesterday or 2 days ago, but we had a call with the client. It was Ridgely and me and 3 people from the practice. And while Ridgely was going through this, he could tell, Ridgely's funny. Ridgely can tell when I'm like thinking on Zoom, right? So he went and told them, oh, folks, while I discuss this, Hubert's behind the scenes doing something like typing twice as fast as I am. So we'll cut to him in a minute and he'll show you what he's doing. Remember, Ridge? So, Ridge, I want to
Yes.
do the same. Can you release your screen share? And I want to show the good folks what I was doing behind the scenes as an enrichment layer, doing the master part of it. And so I had gotten a couple of things. I had gotten this pretty famous in the dental world. This is 10 years old now, but a doctor in Oklahoma, she wrote a book called Secrets of Creating a Prosperous Dental Practice. Okay, 236 pages. So I had gone and created an assistant, right? So I go to my assistants, uh, and I had created this one here, Prosperous Dental Practice Book, I called it. Okay. Simple system instruction, only one line. Act as an expert dental practice management consultant. But here, folks, I gave it the ability to search through a file, and I had uploaded this very same PDF. And that's all I did. Okay.
Of the whole book.
Three, it took 3 seconds to upload and took and that includes it parsing it and understanding it. So while Ridgely was doing his intro, I ran the assistant and I said, what do I do to reactivate my patients that are dormant? And so it goes to and gives the concepts, right? Regular communications. It's suggesting 18 months or more, but that way we have a time element, special offers and promotions. And Ridgely can tell you we branched off and talked about, offers and stuff like that. Patient-centric marketing, automated follow-ups, identifying target niche patients. That's what Ridgely is going through now, right? And so I'm in my mind I'm creating a consulting framework while Ridgely is using the tool, right? And then giving that in-depth answer. And then behind the scenes, I also went to Perplexity and I said, what are some reactivation campaigns I can run for my dental practice? I can send emails and texts. So it was talking about, yeah, personalized reminders by sliced by time, special offers like the free offers, educational content, multi-week campaign, text message campaigns, the whole best practice of what other dentists are doing. So I'm doing that behind the scenes, and Ridgely is running the front end of it. And then we went back and forth. And folks, the the client was blown away. But I'm bringing this up, Ridgely, because everybody, no matter our niche, can use tools like this to get ready for a meeting like that.
Yeah. And so we ended up picking incomplete treatment patients. Why? Because in the background, we did the research and figured out that's where the most money is. The most money is not in somebody coming back for a teeth whitening or a cleaning. The most money is in those people who signed up for a $3,000, $5,000, $30,000 treatment that didn't go through. So we started there. And then we started with emails. And so we're having this conversation with the client in real time. And we realized that, wait a second, emails might be a little long and difficult, but we're going to get more interest initially if we send text messages. Great. So I said, okay, let's go to text messages. And so now we're doing text messages about this particular topic, which is incomplete treatments. I said, you know what? These text messages are a little long. Let's bring it, let's before we bring it down, let's add an incentive, a $25 discount and a special gift. And so we get an incentive. And then we say, it's a little bit, let's make it time sensitive, next 7 days only. And by the way, we're doing this in real time. Every one of these changes is 30, 40 seconds, not 2 hours, not dialoguing about it, real time. If you'd like any more modifications, let me know. Ratchet up the urgency big time with some fear of missing out horrendous consequences. Okay, great. Delaying could lead to uncomfortable dental issues. Take this sizzling test before it's gone, etc. Right? Then we go, does the urgency meet your expectations? Yes, but make it half as long. That's too long. Nobody's going to read all that. Great. Here it is. Notice I am not writing any of this. This is all being done by the tool. This is really important because you don't have to be a writer to use the tool, right? Okay, give me another shorter one that mentions Easter because we're coming up on Easter. Hi, Hubert, hop back to your treatment before Easter and get a $25 discount and special gift. Avoid dental issues, act in the next 7 days, blah, blah, blah. Okay, give me one version referencing the doctor. Hey, Dr. Rick Redmond invites you to restart your treatment, blah, blah, blah. Give us a version that rhymes like a rap song, right? Give me a shorter version that rhymes like a rap song. Yo, Hubert, your smile needs a shine. Dr. Redmond's got a deal, and it's so fine. In 7 days, don't let it stray. $25 off. Call today. Avoid your dental woes. Ring 256 245 3645 and say, hey, right? Let me know if it's the bill. Then we got a lighthearted version. Don't be ghosting Dr. Redmond's treat. Your pearly whites deserve this neat repeat, right? Then we go, wait a second. All right, we're having this conversation with the client, and we know that bringing back patients who have bailed on a treatment is going to be harder than just getting somebody through the door. And we want our clients to see instant wins from using a tool like AI that's a little bit new to most people. So I wrote a whole nother section. Great. Now give us a short text that invites somebody back to the practice who haven't taken care of their teeth in a while, soft and inviting. And they gave me one version. And then I said, give it me a shorter version. Then I said, give me some urgency. Then I said, give me a discount and a free offer. Then I said, give me urgency and reference the danger of poor dental care. Then I said, make it humorous and fill it full of emojis. And then I finally said, give it an Easter theme. By the way, this entire piece right here, all this piece that started with, give me, where did I start? Right here. Give us a short text that invites someone back to the practice who hasn't taken care of their teeth and also inviting. I started this at 11 minutes mastermind, and it was done by the time we started the mastermind. All of this, including the fact that I even had the time before starting the mastermind, starting 11 minutes before the hour, to go to here and put it in. Absent patient needs to come back. Da 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 da. Started a treatment though paused or did not initiate after getting a treatment plan. Da da da. Funny rhyming versions. You just can't do that as a human. Okay, people, you just can't. And now, obviously, I'm going to send this to our client. I would imagine that Jody, who's going to come and join us here in just 2 seconds, is probably sitting there like, oh, yeah, buddy, guess what? You're doing that for us too. Just letting you know. I'm about to hear that, I'm sure, right? Because it's too easy to not do this for our clients and make them more money because the money is in the list. And that's our job. Our job is to make them more successful. So we're going to start from scratch here, and we're going to do something different, but using similar tools. We're going to do something similar, but not the same. Paul's asking, what are you asking, Mike? Mike's always got good questions. Did you do a session
Mike's
to
asking,
how to set up
Mike's
these?
asking, did you do a session to walk through how to set up these AI assistants? I've covered it in brief a couple of times, but everybody is asking, and we are going to do an in-depth one. Plus, with the new release of the next season of the Mastermind, we're going to actually include some done for you on that, where we just collaborate on it. So everybody's asking Mike, so that's a great question.
Jody, you on with us?
I
I sort of,
am.
okay, we
Sorry,
can't
let me get
see
my
you.
video.
There we go. There she is.
Hello,
Hi.
Jody. It's nice to
Hey,
meet you. I haven't met you
Hi,
yet.
guys.
look at that.
Hello.
She's got the Mardi Gras
Oh,
sweatshirt.
yeah, it's a big
Sporting a
weekend
little
down
Mardi
here.
Gras action. We love that. That's great. What do you do for the weekend? Are you doing something fun on Mardi Gras?
Normally it would be parading, but my house has been sick for the last week with cold and flu, so I think we're staying in this year.
Oh, oh man, I'm so sorry. Well, hopefully you did enjoy it anyway, right? Just have a little fun, maybe not too much fun. Okay, so Tell everybody what you're looking for, just so we'll make it just for everybody's benefit. Jody is the big boss over at Bonaventure Dental. Because the big boss is the people who run the office, not the dentist. The dentists that own the place or whatever, they're not the big boss. The big boss is Jody, and she takes care of a bunch of individuals, and they have a need. So explain what the need is, and then we'll just make it happen.
Sure. So we're trying to
So
get
tell
some
us what you're looking.
we're trying to get a new like in-house referral system. So we get a ton of like Google reviews, and our main referrals and new patients actually come from in-house. So we wanted to start engaging our employees on like actually asking for in-house referrals at the end of their appointments. Currently, we already give like an appointment card. It's actually something we used to do probably years back and just have gotten away from. So we're wanting to now add to that card and some type of, referral card that our employees can hand out and ask our patients for family members and friends and family and stuff like that. So I
Excellent. So we
reached
need
out
a
to you guys for messaging.
Yeah, and they wanted messaging on a referral card. And my immediate thing was, well, wait a second. Before we do that, let's figure out what ideas do other people have for incredible referral cards. That's what Hubert's doing right now, by the way. I can tell. I
Yeah,
can tell
see,
already.
folks, he's reading my mind again.
I know what he does. This is what he does. He goes deeper and he finds stuff in the background. Um, like, for example, what kind of incentives could we offer? What is working out there? Because we could come up with this old school, oh, you guys are marketing experts. It's your job to figure this stuff out. No, we don't need to do that anymore. Now it's let's go to the giant brain that has all the data and information from every marketing agency, every great idea that has ever existed since the beginning of time that happens to be on the internet, and figure out what's working best before we do anything else. Now, are you targeting incentives or am I doing that? Hubert, are you targeting incentives or am I doing that? Are you already
Well,
on it?
so no, I'm gonna. Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking to Jody. I am gonna give you some back. I'm gonna share with Jody and everybody here some background in terms of the framework of this. So if you ever want to appear smart, figure out the underlying framework and drive that way, and that way it'll pop things open. So I'm gonna tell a small story and then show you the ChatGPT session that I just ran. Okay, so originally and I. Oh my goodness, this must have been originally at least 15 years ago. Okay. Had the pleasure of working with a man who's largely known as being the father of hospitality. And he invented a concept and wrote a series of books called Four Walls Marketing. Remember, Rich, our dear friend Tom
Tom
Feltenstein.
Feldenstein.
Okay.
Yep.
So let me, and because I
By the
had
way,
that,
his clients were McDonald's, Burger King, whatever, giant corporations that
yes,
he
giant
charges billions of
franchises.
dollars
And his concepts were institutionalized in these franchises as like operation manuals. Okay, that's how like brilliant this and repeatable this is. Okay, so here, so I go to ChatGPT and I realize, folks, the hard part is knowing what to ask. Okay, so here's my prompt. Act as an expert local marketer like Tom Feldenstein and advise me on using the principles of four walls marketing for my dental office, right? And it says, absolutely, the four walls marketing strategy championed by experts like Tom Feltenstein focuses on maximizing marketing efforts within the physical location before looking outward. For your dental office, this means turning your existing patients, team, and environment into a powerful marketing engine. Then it gives you a framework, right, to create the excitement in the office within your own four walls first. Then you go into internal referral programs, and then you start having, the mechanisms by which that gets distributed. And then you start going to other like JV partners and all of that, right? So let me just read this and then I'll bring it back to originally. So Four Walls Marketing turns your dental office into a marketing powerhouse. You don't need to spend huge budgets on external ads. Your patient, staff, and environment are your greatest assets. Implementing these strategies will increase patient retention, referrals, and word of mouth marketing naturally. So my point in doing this is if you want to act smart, be well read enough that a, a suitable framework pops up for this. The second originally Jody said internal marketing, I was thinking, oh, Tom Feltonstein and Four Walls. What better framework than to apply that to a dental office?
Now
Now,
read the bottom question that you got there, because this is how powerful AI is. Read, I'll go all the way to the bottom and read the question that ChatGPT asked you after you finish that.
right. Would you like me to create a specific referral card template or in-office signage copy for you? Right? So,
Jody, isn't that exactly what you asked us for? Tell me that's not ridiculous. I mean,
right? So,
if you
so
can think
visually
like
was
AI,
driving
it's like, what?
exactly. So visually was driving to the same point by being tactical. We got to the same point on my side by being strategic, right? And
Yeah,
so
so go
this
yes.
is what
See what they
I'm
give you.
sorry.
Say
Okay.
yes. Not
I'm
that
gonna say
complicated.
yes, please. Okay. Everybody comments on why I still say please. Studies still show that yes, please gives you a better result than yes. Not
Click,
because
click it
not
while you're
because the
talking.
AI really cares, but
Click while
because
you're talking.
it puts me in the mood of giving. And when it's going to ask me more questions, I'm going to be in a more giving way when I answer it, and it gets more information. So I'm going to hit yes, please. Here's a referral card template and in-office signage card that you can use to boost patient referrals and engagement. Oh, look, Ridgely, it gives you the front and the back. Share a smile, get rewarded. Refer a friend, and both of you get $25 off your next visit. Your smile deserves the best care, so why not share it? Now, Ridgely, here's the scary thing, okay? I'm inside my own ChatGPT, okay? I
Mhm.
started a cold chat. I do
Mhm.
not have anything programmed at the account level to answer limbically. It knows
Right.
from my history of how I interact with it that I like limbic messaging.
Okay, can you throw this whole thing into our PAF.com Bonaventure tool? You'd have to do it yourself from your end because I don't have the ability to copy that. So open up
Okay, when you say
PAF.com/Bonaventure and throw it in there.
okay, you would tell you drive and tell me what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'm bringing up
Okay,
the
great.
tool. This
We
is
got
our
the tool.
secret. This is our secret internal tool.
And Jody, you
And
have access to this tool more cleaned up, not as difficult to use.
which
And now
part do you
just
want me to put in, Rich?
the whole thing. Just take referral card template that I say make it personalized to our client.
Okay.
And then
Okay,
we'll
we're
do the
gonna we're gonna
signage.
we're gonna do the referral card first.
Okay. Do. Personalize this. And Jody, I hope you see the funny thing about this is we're not doing the writing, right? We're just doing the instruction to this crazy thing called AI. And because we know how to use the tool, it's going to do a better job than we will. We'll have 8 versions of this in
Now,
as fast as we want them.
Now, folks, while this thing is thinking, let me just show you like how we've trained this thing, right? So this one's specifically trained for Bonaventure. So meaning it has a copy of all the content from the website, which we update once in a while, right? We have the limbic statements generated by Ridgely and the staff at a workshop that we did. It's got a bunch of customer-facing education blogs from the ADA, and it's got 250 of the five-star reviews that Bonaventure has. So it takes all of that and it's informing the output here. Okay, now I've also programmed it. See this bottom section, folks? You can ask your assistants or in your prompts to tell it about what it produced so that you can check its thinking. This template is tailored with Bonaventure's information to make it seamless. That's good to refer. Okay, so now I know it's on target. Clear calls to action, encourage and incentivize. Okay, highlighting local presence is key for familiarity and trust. The use of simple, warm language aims to make the card feel personal, inviting. Okay, and then it's going to ask you if you want, additional changes or specifics. But here you go, Ridgely. Here's the output.
There we go. Share a smile, get rewarded. Refer a friend, and both of you get $25 off. Obviously, we got to check with you, Jody. What kind of incentives can we offer? But we want some kind of offer. We want some kind of incentive to get people to actually do this, right?
By the way,
Yeah, but
this yeah. Okay, now I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I want
Yes,
to hear from Jody.
yes. I think they were talking about doing like a drawing for Zoom, the whitening, in-house whitening that we do. Was one of the suggestions. But it actually is not something that me and Doc have actually sat down and lined out exactly what he was wanting to do. I actually like the $25 off, because it goes both ways, and that's something pretty easy to track.
And it's cleaner. It's a
Yes,
clean thing both
yes.
ways.
And
So
I think that would be
watch
something
this.
he'd be on board with also.
Okay, so we'll just give you both versions. So we're going to give you another version right now with a Zoom whitening kit instead of $25 off. And we'll get that version too. And then do we think it do we want it? What's the tone you would like? Do you like this friendly, inviting tone? Do you want it to be sillier? Do you want it to be more professional? Do you want it to be more, what do you think?
I think we're more friendly and inviting. We get a lot of reviews saying that, and that's part of our culture that we try to promote here.
Mhm.
Um, it's actually not a Zoom whitening cake too. It's to enter in a drawing is what a monthly drawing for
Oh,
Zoom.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm
Now,
sorry,
but
I didn't clarify that.
by the way, I want to point something out,
Well,
and
let
this
her
is
finish,
where
bro.
the
Let her
thinking of the
finish.
tool.
Let Jody finish, please.
Okay, sorry, Jody.
I think I was done. I was just saying that I was just trying to clarify the drawing with the Zoom. Um, but I think the messaging does, like the way it sounds like our office. Like we like warm and inviting. I think that's part of our culture here.
Good.
Kind of like family.
Well, the tool is programmed to do that already. So the tool is naturally going to spit that out for Bonaventure because we've already programmed it in your voice.
Yes, and the cleverness of the tool keeps it nimble in its thinking. If you look at the before and after, this one here is the more generic one, and this Limbic statement here says, "You deserve the best care, so why not share it?" The second we started talking about the Zoom whitening kit, it changed that line to, "You deserve the best care and a brighter smile, so why not share it?" So on a good
And then share
day,
a smile, get a brighter one. Can you make it for a drawing for a what do you call it again, Jody?
A monthly Zoom, it's actually a Zoom for a Zoom whitening session is what it would be. Giveaway is what he was
To
talking
enter
about
into a
doing.
drawing for a Zoom mining session, I can tell you,
But that's
we
kind
can
of long, huh?
we can test both,
it'll
but it's
figure
not
it
going to
out.
be as good as a $25 discount. If that's in the margin, the discount's going to be more effective because it cuts both
I think
ways.
so too.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, do I have this right? This is an in-office Zoom whitening session?
Yes, it's
Okay,
perfect.
so the offer is a drawing for a free. Okay, let's see what it does.
I want you to tell the tool, Hubie, to share a smile, enter to win.
You deserve
Uh,
a radiant smile and a chance to win, so why not share it?
okay. Can you do me a favor, Hubert, and go back to the $25 offer and tell it to tell the tool to give us four possible titles for the card. Can you imagine trying to do this all in like sitting around me and you, Jody, sitting in a conference room with a notepad and a pen?
No, I probably wouldn't have joined the meeting. I feel like we could do
Yeah, there's no way, right?
it.
Uh,
Four versions, four versions of the what? Which
of the
part?
title of the referral card.
Is it a
You know, the
title or a
part that says
headline?
smile now, enter to win, whatever you want to call that.
Let's call it the headline.
Yeah, headline.
So the key here is if you it can't read your mind yet, but if since we're talking about going back to the previous one, you tell it, I actually want to go back to using the other one, and then you tell it what you want.
Yeah. So now to because Dr. Justin asked us for some captions, some slogans, and here are four more, Jody. Receive and share $25 rewards, 25 off for you and a friend. Join the $25 smile event. Share smiles, save 25 bucks each time. Much cleaner. Okay, can we go, Hubert, and grab the signage thing? And we'll clean all this up for you, Jody, and send it over. But
Okay.
then you can come back to us and say, "Hey, can you make?" We should probably do a funny version too. Um, you can come back to us and say, "We like it more like this. We like it more like that," and then we just go right back into the tool, put it back into the system, do it again, and boom, here comes another output. Oh, here we go. Funny versions of the card. No, and that
Keep
what
keep
Hubert just did right here is he just made the output that we would have to put together in a Google Doc easier for himself. That's what he just did.
yes, because I
He
don't
just
want
made
to
his own.
yes, because I don't want to go back and like why go back and cut and paste from different spots when I have a tireless assistant here willing to serve my every whim that never gets, tired or hungry or
Doesn't
snippety. Well,
moan.
sometimes it gets snippety. All right, short thing. Let's add a touch of humor to the referral card while keeping the essential information intact. Here are four funny versions. Version one, be our tooth fairy. That's cute. Refer a
I
friend and
like
get them to
that.
believe in the magic of a $25 discount at the practice. Because who doesn't want to be a mythical creature with dental benefits? Spread the dental magic. Okay, so version two,
Good.
share the secret to incredible smiles. They say sharing is caring, right? Refer a friend and both of you get $25 off. Who knew having friends
No
could save
secret
you big?
handshakes required. That's funny. That's
Yeah.
good. I like that.
I actually really like that. That was really
Lend
funny.
your friends this top secret card. There you go. So you can print out a whole pile of them. Okay. Number three. Want a $25 tooth boost?
That's
Oh my
good.
goodness. Look at this. Pass this valuable info to a friend and poke the receptionist when booking.
I
All right.
like
Number
that.
four. Sharing this card priceless. Because sharing savings can lead to endless giggles and sparkling chompers. Humor is weaved throughout each card, creating a lighthearted, memorable appeal that gets people smiling, even before their next visit.
I mean,
Share these
honestly,
cards
it'd
to
be
add a
good to
unique.
have both, because I mean, every patient's different. So we have patients that would enjoy something like that, and then somebody who just wants, the other one. So honestly,
Yeah,
having options or different cards is very appealing.
for sure. And
We're
it's
going to
time for
send them all
Ridgely.
to
It's time for Ridgely to give his lecture about what's the most important thing in internet marketing, Ridgely.
Yeah. So we have their favorite saying, Jody, is in God we trust, all others bring data. So we don't know which is the best one of these four until you start passing them out and see which one pulls the best, right? So if you're able to put a stack together and, make people rotate around which ones they're giving out, and then you see which ones come back in, and then from there you optimize to use that one the most. Make sense?
Oh, totally. I think that's so smart to do.
Okay, awesome. Can you go back and grab the signage piece from ChatGPT, Hubert, and bring that in, please? Because it need a sign too, man. Gotta have a sign.
Hey, here we go.
Boom. And Jody, by the way, we get that this makes us all look like we're really, really smart. But that's okay. We don't have to tell anybody where we came up with this. We just present it and go like, hey, Doc, here you go. Take a look at this. Wow, that's really good, Jody. That's amazing.
He knows me really well. He knows it's not good for me.
So Ridgely, look, in the usage notes, this is what you were explaining earlier, that the reason why it's on voice is because it's been personalized to match the tone and branding.
That's right. All right, let's take a look. What do we got? Is it working?
This area, yeah.
All right. Love your smile, spread the joy. Refer a friend and brighten both your days with $25 off. Share the love with friends and family. When they book their first appointment, mention your name. You both receive 25 off your next visit. Scan the QR code to refer with the click. Stop by the front desk for a referral card today, or you can just pass them out. All right. All right. Can you
Yeah.
give us, Hubert, can you give us 4 more versions and some that are funny? So we have this for Jody to take back to Dr. Austin and Dr. Justin and see what they love about how smart she is. Unbelievable copywriter. Jody Rumflow right here. Yeah. And by the way, Jody, in your practice, whenever you have any kind of an issue that comes up, oh, we're having end of day scheduling stuff. We're having this or that. We can do all that with AI too. So we can help you with pretty much any kind of repetitive thing that happens on a regular basis. Bring it to us. That's what we do. So
Okay.
Yes. And also,
we
I
want to
want
make
to
your life
mention,
easier and better. We want to be your best buddies helping you out over here.
and I also want to mention, originally mentioned this earlier, but I'm almost done doing your version of this tool. It's a simpler version. So Jody, you'll have it shortly, and you can do this on your own too, and tweak it
Oh,
as you
okay.
wish.
So I
Yeah,
didn't
so
realize that after meeting y'all the last time. Like I didn't realize everything, I guess, that having you guys encompass.
Oh yeah, no, we do. We want to make you successful on every level. All right, here we go. Want your smile to be famous? Refer a friend and get a celebrity teeth status. Get celebrity with $25 off. Nice. I like it. Be the hero of smiles. Save a friend, earn 25 bucks off. Nice. Share your smile like a pro. Winning. Spread your smiles
spread
faster than
smell
gossip.
faster than gossip.
That's great. That's
Oh,
awesome. Okay. All right, man. Jody, what else can we do today?
I think that's great. That's something for me to bring back to them. So you've done everything I
yeah.
asked you to do today.
Actually, it's
Okay.
still early today. Originally, it's still
Oh,
early
we
enough
still
that I
have Wendy. We have another hot seat that we got to do.
yes.
So,
But Jody, before I send you on your way, it's still early enough in the day for me to promise that you can actually get this tool. I'll send it to you by the end of today.
Okay. Thank y'all so much.
no, our pleasure. And like I said, whatever we can do, any ideas that you have, there's no reason to figure it out by yourself. And once you take these back to docs and you talk about it and whatever, if there's a part that you really love about it, but you want more of, we just go right back in the tool, feed it back in, say, hey, we'd like a little bit more of this. We'd like a little bit more of that. And we can do that for you, as you can see, literally in a matter of minutes. So,
Okay.
you know, no need to be
Yeah, I
working
actually have
so
something
hard.
else for y'all. I just need to meet with him when we're about to start doing because we do Invisalign and use OrthoBrain too, but we're about to start doing like a retainer insurance that
Mhm.
we're about to start offering. So we're putting some stuff together with that. So I think I'm going to reach back out
Perfect.
on the next week
Perfect.
about the ideas we have with that.
Yeah, for sure. Let us help. Let's grab all your ideas and then grab all the ideas from the tool, pull it all together, and really make it as good as we can possibly make it.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Great, thank you.
Have a great weekend. Happy Mardi Gras. All of that. Enjoy. And
Okay,
all
just
right.
I
All
just want to
right.
catch up on a quick chat thing. Derek, I'm going to drop some links to the studies that actually show that being polite actually gets you better results. There's a couple of um, factors. One is like politeness, one is like emotional or something like that. And there's actually ways to influence. It's not clearly understood as to why, but being polite and being emotional actually gets better results in certain studies that they showed. So I'll be dropping some of those into the chat.
All right. So we had some calls, some requests earlier. By the way, I see a lot of friends on here today. Great to see everybody. Happy Friday. There's people all over the world. Very cool. Um, uh, we had some requests about how we build these assistants, right, Huey? So
Yes, and
I am asking Wendy to join us because I think that is actually her question. How do we do this exactly? Wendy is a financial wizard person, and I'll ask her to give you a little bit about the background. There she is. Hello, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks so much for having. Oh, I'm unmuted. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, we can
Yes,
hear
very
Thanks
you.
so
good.
much for having me here originally.
You are Wendy.
And
So this is
yes,
Wendy Lyon, the financial lion. We love that.
thank
Yes.
you. I want to give you just a really quick thing I learned yesterday, and it's so new. It's sonu.com, and you can put in whatever you want, and it will write songs for you. So I did an intro to my show. I simply typed the intro and said, I want a speaker voice. And it did this beautiful soft one. And then it did this like super like heavy metal, go to the financial life. And I was like, so you can
Nice.
write 5 songs a day. So not only can you do that, but you could even do that for your dental practices and say, hey, how would you like a theme song?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them out there. So is it Suno or Sonu? Suno.
So new, sonu.com.
Richly, do you want to show the ones that Southern Smiles just recently did that little video that you shared last time?
Did you
All
find
right,
it
I'll
originally?
find that for a second. I'm finding it as suno.com.
Let me look because I have it open. Oh, you're right. You're right. SUNO. My
Right.
apologies.
Okay. Yeah, so anybody looking for that, you can do SUNO, but then it's going to take you to some paid thing, or you can go to suno.com will do it, or sunoai.ai will also get you there. All right. Um, tell you're looking for the same thing that we've been asked about, right? How do we build these agents? Wendy, is that what we were looking to do?
Yeah, the assistant. So do you have an assistant for each practice that you do business with?
Yes,
Is
Correct.
if I'm understanding
that's
Yeah.
correct.
correctly. Okay,
But
so all right.
they share the same. Here's the trick. If it's similar work that you do for each of your um, clients, the system instruction is going to be largely similar, but the information that it's trained on will be unique. So I will show you what I mean in that. And Derek, I just dropped in the general search, and you can. I didn't find the actual links yet, but if you run that search, you'll get pointed. There are a couple of famous university studies, but anyway. Oh, you're welcome, Derek. Okay, so let me share my screen. I'm gonna go talk about this conceptually. Now, of course, there are different tools that you can use to do this, but an easy one is OpenAI, and we can talk about like how to set this up and stuff like that. But for example, we have, I'm just going to pick one at random. So this is for a dental practice called the 29th Street Dental Care, right? And I am creating a copywriter for it. So I just name it that. And the concept is that there's system instructions that you can write for it, which in essence is just a very large prompt. Okay. And I'll come back to that. But here's the key. After you choose the model, and for persuasive copywriting, ChatGPT 4.0 is the best model to choose. The key here is what it's being trained on, and that's what this business here is. You turn on this file search area, and then you hit add files, and it creates what's called a vector store. Okay. And what I'm adding here is we went ahead and scraped the public blog for from the ADA, the American Dental Association, for patient education material, so that it knows all of this. So we know that it's approved by the ADA to be customer facing. We went and ran a scraping tool to get a whole bunch of 5-star reviews, and we've trained the tool to give those testimonials, which I'll show you in a second.
Okay.
Originally held a limbic workshop with them where they co-created a whole series of limbic messages in the form of, we believe statements and things like that. And that's what this is. And then I went and created a scrape of their website. Okay. And so as you see, all 4 of these files that are in this vector store are specific to this one client, 29th Street.
Mm.
So if I go to another one, Morgan, and look in their vector store, the limbic messages are unique, their reviews are unique, their website is unique, and the mouth healthy ADA one is the only one that's a repeat. Okay.
But let me just so Wendy, in your case, you figure out what financial information would you want in there? What fundamentals would you want? Are we sure it's in the public domain, et cetera? Which obviously, if it's public blogs, it is. And then you can upload all of that, plus everything from your own website, plus anything you've written, plus
Yes.
every interview you've done on all those TV shows. All of that could be part of
Awesome.
it.
Yes.
Awesome.
And so Ridgely has a friend in another mastermind, a super uber high level mastermind that Ridgely is part of. And his friend just revealed that he was it 15 years worth of his own social media posting that he like.
Yes. He took the last 15 years of posting on social media and created an agent like this to make sure that the agent could speak in his voice moving forward.
Yes.
Oh.
Now, system instructions, there are some areas that are customized, right?
Mhm,
Because our tool is tasked to write content promoting this specific client of ours. So
mhm,
we tell it the name, we tell it the location, we we tell it the let me just scroll down here. We tell it the names of the doctors here. We tell it the phone number, right? Here are the doctors, right? But there's common things. We like to write in what we call limbic statement language. So we define what limbic statements are. We teach the tool how to do emotional messaging using we believe, you deserve, we picture a world where, but then we want to make sure it doesn't go crazy. So we say things like use it no more than once in each output, right? So that you don't
mhm.
say 4 times we believe. And we tell it
Right.
you're not required to use all forms. Sounding natural is more important. And then because so much of what we do this for is for SEO purposes, we teach it what Google likes in terms of SEO. We
Mhm,
teach it to create, we reference Google suggested guidelines for helpful content. Now, when you build these tools, you can either limit it to only what you upload to it so that it trains only on your data, or you can leave it open and have it use the world at large too, the internet at large. And so, we do that because then that way we can reference, things like general SEO principles and so forth. And as we showed earlier, we wanted it to not sound AI languagey, so we exclude a bunch of things. And all of that in terms of what we want to do. So that's the concept here in that it's similar system instructions for all your clients, but customized. But the data that the AI assistant is trained on is definitely customized with its own unique data.
right, right. And what was the tool that you mentioned where it can scan and see if something was written by AI or
Yes. So you can Google um, uh, detect AI text, but
okay.
here's the thing though. People right now, and this is controversial, but I'll tell you why I think this way. Initially, when this started happening, people were very concerned about humanizing their text and making sure that uh, Google can't detect that it's AI written.
Mhm.
However, I believe that that's overblown and that we don't have to worry because at this point, if Google were to penalize somebody for using AI output, they'd have to penalize the entire world.
Right, right.
Right? You can go
Yeah.
and look at world-class organizations, and if they're posting, every hour or whatever, and you take their output and run it through AI detectors, their stuff is going to come up as AI detected as well. So
Right,
I
right.
really feel that this is not something we need to worry about, especially if you're a small business.
Okay. I also wanted to point out when you said yes, please, in your response to the AI, when
Right.
I log on with my chat GPT, I'm like, hello, my brilliant copywriting friend. How are you today? And he's like, oh, my day's so much better because the financial lion's here. How are you? You know what I mean? And we have this
Yes.
little love fest before I even start asking it to do anything.
That's great. So
Yep.
Wendy, I have a homework assignment for you. On your
Okay.
phone, you can go and install your Open AI app. your ChatGPT app on your phone and do
Oh,
interact with it in voice mode. You're going to be
okay.
conversing with it, and it's really going to feel like a business partner. You'll be amazed. And
Okay.
the great part about doing that is when you want the information from that voice chat, you just log into your computer and it's totally transcribed and it looks just like one of the other chats in text. It's amazing,
Oh, awesome. Okay.
right? Okay, so
All
download the
right.
ChatGPT app.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Hubert, one
Thank you,
more.
Wendy.
Thank
Coming
you.
up to talking to Jim, who's joining us now also. And we are going to talk about his website. Hey, Jim.
Great.
I see back in that office now, man. Last time I talked to you, you were at the conference somewhere or something.
Oh, you're
How was it?
muted.
Oh, you're muted, Jim.
I was in, let's see, when we talked, I was in, um, I believe I was in Phoenix at a capital raising conference.
That's right.
Now,
Yep. All right. So, Jim has a new website, and we want to take a look at it, Hubert. So,
Awesome.
I'll let you drive this part. Uh,
Okay.
let me just, I'll put
So,
it in the chat for you.
okay, great. And then I'll bring it up and then,
okay, that makes it easier. Yeah, I'm gonna let you drive, Hugh, because my internet's going in and out, doing weird things.
okay.
1 second, we'll get this up. There you go.
Okay, Iron Mountain Capital Group. So let me bring
Yep.
it up and then I will share my screen. Okay, now I'm sharing my screen. And here we go. Hit allow. Okay. So originally, you know what I'm going to say right away. This spot right here is valuable real estate and why, originally.
Because from an SEO perspective, the first thing that the search engines see is what's called an H1 tag, Jim. That's very, very top. And so what we want to do is to have that very top thing be designed for search engine bots and crawlers. And right below that, the text that we want to see in bold, big bold like this, is for the human consumption. So that tracking with me on that, Jim?
I am. I'm not sure where the H1
All right.
tag is.
Let me explain all that. Okay. So first off, a couple of things. So
And Hubert, give everybody a little tiny bit of color on what is an H1, what is an H2,
yes.
for all the
Okay.
people that are on the mastermind that want to learn.
Yes. So I'm going to bring up an example. We're going to go to when Southern Smiles. Southern Smiles. Okay. Let me just go to this website here. This is a website that I worked on
There you
just
go.
recently. Okay. So for example, in this header here, this little text is little because it's targeted for Google to look at. So all websites have two audiences. One is Google and search engines, and two is humans. We construct it so that the large one is for humans because we treat your family like our own. So that's limbic. It elicits an emotional response. We want Google to see first the SEO line, okay? Family dentist in Sylacauga AL. But we tell Google this line is more important than the second line because behind the scenes, we're creating a tag around it called an H1 tag. H1 is a header one, which is more important than header two. So header two is this guy here because we treat your family like our own. But Google even doesn't care that this line, the H2, is physically larger in font, right? And so when this page loads, or if you go to the home page and the home page loads, humans get this limbic message first. We believe in giving you the smile of your dreams. And I put it in blue to kind of emphasize it. Google sees this one first, dentist in Sylacauga AL. And Google doesn't care that this one's smaller and this one's bigger. So this is a graceful way to work in a little SEO at the same time as making the limbic messaging. So my point about the Iron Capital Group is that I believe that this line here should be a we believe statement, Richly, or a limbic statement of some sort. that it makes it
Yeah.
limbic. By the way, my own personal opinion is that this particular font is a little hard to read, right? And so, it doesn't scan well. If you look, this font here actually reads, it's easier to read, because it's this way. But anyway, down here, the technique used here is similar. There's a smaller superhead above the larger one. Okay, so what we're suggesting is that up here we give a limbic statement.
So I need a little tag or a little header above that. We help top performing network marketers. Maybe something that would say network marketing investment specialist or something like that.
Right, in a geography. So are you constrained to are you targeting a specific geography?
Just the United States of America.
Okay. So we can work out the particulars of what it'll say, but for now, all you simply need to do is take this line and switch it with this line, and then you can center them both, but then you'll have a little one on top of a big one like this. Or you don't have to center it. You can just keep it left justified so that it matches this. But originally,
Yeah.
the bigger lift is to make this limbic. What we do and put this and the CTA could be further down the page, but I believe that this top real estate hero section should be more of a limbic message. Rich, do you want to explain that?
Yeah, for sure. We want to get people nodding their head in your favor, Jim, so that they're going like this. Yep, that feels right to me. That's exactly right. So, Hubert, can you use one of our tools and let's see what kind of limbic messaging we can create for
Sure.
Jim
So
and pass
actually,
that on to him.
yeah. So actually, I have to bring the tool up and do that. Originally, do you want to while I'm doing that, do you want to show for a second the avatar marketing example?
Yeah, I'll do that real quick. All right.
Because
Sharing screen here.
that's a particularly effective example of what we're talking about.
All right, here we go. Going there right now. Avatar. So this is one of the websites that we created all of that limbic messaging. And again, we want something that somebody says, we believe in your big idea. Yep, that's right. You do believe in our big idea. And no matter where you go on this particular page, we believe in persistence and crossing the finish line. You see the image matches what they're talking about. This is the kind of thing that we want to create for Iron Mountain Capital Group as well. No matter where you go on this page, you're going to find the same thing. We believe energy flows where attention goes, and mission and strategy. No matter where I go, there's a limbic message first for the good of the whole clients. So let's see what we can create. We have tools. We believe in friends and family. The image matches the message. That can do this very quickly. Which tool are you going to use, Hubie?
Yeah. Okay. I'm ready to come back. I'm gonna
All
I'm
right.
gonna go back to the brain. Our tried and
All right.
true
Back to brain.
our tried and true limbic messaging prompts in here. So what I've simply done was in our tool, I put in your URL, I selected a model, and I just chose to start with the short forms of we believe. And it instantly pops up with, these types of things. So originally, do you want to explain why a limbic message like this would work better than, it's short, it's sweet, it's
Right, because we want somebody to nod their head in agreement with the message so that they experience it and feel. Can you make it a little bigger, bro? It's hard to read. Um,
Yeah.
so so there you go. There's a bunch of them. We believe in the power of passive income. We believe in making your money work for you. We believe every investment tells a story. One of these that resonates for you, Jim, to go above what it is that you do, right?
Mhm.
What you do is just a thing, but the statement that gets somebody to nod their head in your favor is what we want them to see first. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
So, for example, um, something like, and we will get all this content to you, so you can choose which ones make a difference for you. But if we go like now we're creating a bunch of Hubert's creating a bunch of different messages for you, so you have all of it. But building a legacy matters, right? So, for example, you could have that message at the top. because building a legacy matters. And then below, we help top performing network marketers create predictable income. We could have it that way. You could have you deserve messages. We're going to give you all of these. You deserve to see your wealth grow effortlessly. Period. Above. And then right below, explanation. We help top performing network marketers create predictable income. In other words,
I
the
love.
why you exist comes first, right? That
Yeah.
so that's what we want to create. And we're going to get, there's a whole bunch of them that we can do, and then you can sprinkle them, right? So even about yourself, where you say about James Blakemore, I mean, you have an incredible story, Jimmy. Just done a tremendous amount of things from oil to real estate to whatever. About James Blakemore could be you deserve an expert on your team, right? So
Yeah.
now it's about the client and it's still edifying you at the same time. Does that did tracking with me?
Yes, sir. I am.
So I go to
Yeah. So
um, each of the places throughout the site. Help us help those who help and protect us, right? We can turn that into a limbic message. Somebody goes like this, oh yeah, that's right. I want to help others and make a lasting impact. And then the explanation of what you do, a debt validation fund, for example, comes below. But at the top, it's something that makes people want to do something with you. In your FAQ section, instead of frequently asked questions, it could say, because knowledge matters. Something that gets somebody to not that's right, etc. And then they're interested in reading the questions and the answers that you have to those questions. By the way, Hubert's just going nuts over here. We'll get all of this content to you. You're probably going
yeah.
to end up with
So
more than you really want, but that's okay. What
the great thing
specific
about
question?
this tool is that it actually goes and analyzes what's on your website, and then in these various categories, it parses through your information and then gives you suggestions based on, what you already have.
Cool. Cool.
Okay, so we'll
Awesome.
run that and get that all to you.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
What else can we do for you while we're here? Or do you want
Um,
to get this first and digest it,
you're gonna have to
digest
let me
it,
digest
and
this, and then but
circle
I'm
back?
probably going to introduce you to the people that designed that website. I
Okay,
suspect, I expect, um, because they specifically design websites for financial people and capital
Mhm.
raisers, and I
got it.
expect that they will love having the limbic messaging in theirs, because that will give them a what I'll do is, Ridgely, is I'm going to send you an introductory email um,
Okay, great,
to Dwayne Winkle and let
great,
you guys meet each other and chat. So,
perfect. All right,
Right.
Hubert, sending
The good
you.
news is that the website is all set to go to receive the messages. So it's a very small effort for them to kind of tweak it to make it super effective.
yeah,
Hubert, can you please send that output to James's email that I just put in your email in your chat?
Yeah, will do.
Okay. All right. Jim, just let us know when you want to talk about it some more. We're here. We can make this happen again. Like I said, we do this every week, so we are jamming
I'm
with AI stuff.
good. Good.
Awesome.
Thank
All
you.
right, brother.
I love it.
Of
I
course.
love it.
My pleasure. Absolutely. All right,
Thank
Hubert,
you.
we're wrapping
Okay.
this thing up here.
We are before you look up our next session, I just want to answer this. Scott Brown dropped this. A great idea, Scott. I haven't used it in this way, but let's take a look here. Scott says, Hubert, so we could record an audio or video using ChatGPT voice app and then just download the transcript of that video on our desktop. So using it as a transcription service. Any limitations? I think that's actually a brilliant idea and a quick way uh, to dictate. I never would have thought of that, and that's an extra bonus. So yeah, I definitely can see that that would work. Uh, Give it a try and
100% that
report
works,
back.
Scott. Guys in the Flight Club Mastermind do that all the time. They
Cool.
literally turn their phone on, hit the app, hit the button, record, and then go transcribe it. Done.
Scott said, "Wow, you mean I actually did something right for once? No, you are brilliant." Uh, Thank you, Bill,
You're funny, bro.
for the greetings. See you next time. And Derek gave a very kind message. These sessions are great. Are they posted somewhere? If I miss one, we will we're overdue originally to kind of refresh the next session of the mastermind. So we'll get
Yep.
all that information out and the archives and all of that stuff. We'll spruce up and get it out there.
Yes. Okay. So next week we are meeting Wednesday, 5th of March. Can't believe March is here, man. What happened to January and February? It's like pew, done. At 1 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Eastern, next Wednesday, the 5th is our next session. Be there. And we will be continuing our AI craziness. Unbelievable how fast things are moving. It's just really, really exciting stuff. And we all want to be a part of this because it's huge. Go ahead, Hubert. Wrap it up for us. I
Okay.
know you got
So originally, I came up with some real classics this time. I got three for you. Right?
Yeah.
Three. So originally, why
Yes.
did the car get a flat tire? Why did the car get a flat tire?
Why?
Because there was a fork in the road.
That's
All right.
actually
On a
pretty good.
similar, on
That's way better
similar.
than usual, okay?
There you go. Okay. Similar. Why shouldn't pigs drive?
Why?
Because they hog the road. Okay, last one. You'll like this. What does corn say when it gets a compliment? Come on, Richard, you know this one.
What
What
does
does
corn
corn
say?
say when it gets a compliment?
What?
Aw, shucks.
I
Good thing I cracked
don't know
myself
about
up.
that one. Hey man, I like that fork in the road. That's pretty good. Okay,
There
that's
you
pretty
go.
good.
Oh,
All right.
Joe said it's all ears. That's a good one too. It's all ears.
Yeah,
All right.
that's a good one, Jim. All right, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Hubert, can you meet me on my channel, please, when you get a sec?
Will do. Okay, bye everybody.
What? All right. Ciao,
Thanks for
ciao.
the comments,
Hello.
everyone. Hang up the
Yeah.
webinar, Rich.